that was a little bit of footage that we got Sunday when we went out. We were out there for 6 hours, and we went through a lot of cambers, offsets, and everything, and the trail was anything but even, and we never got cool bucket contact. I'll explain to you real quick why I don't have the upper control arms. If you're going to do mild off-roading, slow as possible, as fast as needed, and you're not going stupid aggressive and you're speeding down the trails with these heavy bumps and these offsets, if you hit bumps really fast and you get your tire to completely drop full suspension, you're going to come into contact with the upper control arm on the coil bucket. But if you're taking it easy and even if you flex all the way down, you're not even going to notice the contact. And if you do, it's going to be very minimal. If you're going super fast, then yes, you probably need them. But if you're just doing mild off-roading and you're going through mud trails and offsets and cameras, you're probably never going to need them. Now, I would recommend getting them if this is going to be the kit that you're going to have forever. SPC has one for $600. They sell them on eBay, an off-brand that's not adjustable. The SPC is adjustable. The non-adjustable one is $300, and it's going to be just as good for what you need it for. Now, if you don't know, this is going to be the kit you run forever. Nistec sells kits with the control arms. If you don't want to do that, then just get the lift kit for $160, run it, go off-roading, and if you get cool bucket contact and it's too much for your liking, just order the control arms. If you're like, yeah, this kit is perfect for me, I don't need nothing better, now let me invest in the control arms. Don't buy them unless you know for a fact you need them, man. All these guys are professionals, and they know everything about everything, but God forbid, where's the videos, right? Check this. Okay, so make this simple, okay? This is going to be your spindle, and then this is your bucket, or this is your oh my god, I just lost my complete train of thought here. Your strut. This is your strut, and then your ball joint is right here, and this is OEM. This is just straight, okay? Well, from the top, you have the top of the strut, and then your control arm goes around your actual coil bucket like this, okay, and it ties in, and then you have your ball joint, and this actually passes through your strut. It goes around it. So whenever you do a spacer kit, you're preloading your spring, otherwise you're causing downforce on it. So what happens is, instead of it being straight like this, you take your control arm and you preload it in a position like this. So now your coil is right here, right? So now here's your coil. Same thing for the bottom too. You have the bottom of your strut that comes up, and same thing for your lower control arm. Now they're sitting like this, and here's your differential. Okay, there's your differential, your axles, and here's your cross members right here. So you're gonna go from being straight across control arm, like this upper control arm, lower control arm, upper cross member, lower cross member, and then you have your strut in between them. You're going to go from this to this. So the coil bucket contact, because your coil goes up inside of your bucket, and your bucket actually gets a little bitty lip that comes across like this. So whenever this drops down, okay, it pivots from here. So when this drops down, from this position, it goes around the strut. Right? It goes all the way around, and when it's completely suspended, it's not going to come into contact with this, because this control arm is designed to be able to go all the way around this without coming into contact. But when you preload it, now you're putting yourself at an angle. Your CV axles can run at a 45-degree angle. You don't want to run at a 45-degree angle, because you're going to tear up the components, your CVs. You're going to tear those up. So your actual moving components on it. So what you want to do, if you're running a 2.5-inch lift, you're fine if you're not going hell off road. If you go with a 3-inch, this is going to be a lot closer. So anytime you hit bumps, yes, you're going to come into contact. But if you go 2.5 or above, you have that play where this is going to drop down, right? This is going to swing inwards like this, and you're going to touch this. If you go stupid aggressive, you will come into contact. If you replace the upper control arms with the aftermarket, there's SPC, which is adjustable, and I'll explain that. So you'll go from a bulky one like this to one that looks kind of more, well, this is a horrible example of a beginning drawing, right? It's going to be tubular instead of it being short and bulky. It's going to go further out. So instead of it going to be here, it's going to push it out further. I wish I had them so I could just show them to y'all. I'm trying to do my best here, guys. Okay. So it's thinner, it's tubular. Instead of it being wide in a U shape like a channel, it's thinner and it actually goes around. And then the adjustable U joint, what it is, well, the control arm is your ball joint right here has a little groove. It has a groove and you can adjust your ball joint. So from the side, your ball joint comes down like this, but up top there's a slot and you can slide this ball joint backwards or forwards, and there's a nut on top, and you can either bring it back or bring it forward. And what this does is it allows your camber to go from this to this. So it allows your camber adjustment, because whenever you do this lift kit, what you're going to do is you're going to take your tire and your tire is going to pull in like this. So if you have an adjustable ball joint, you could take that ball joint and you could push it out and straighten your tire back up for the alignment. It makes it a lot easier to get the alignment. If you're not going to be going off-road like hell, and you're not going to be doing full drop suspension travel and trying to go like as fast as you can through aggressive bumps, these are not needed unless you're planning on running this kit forever, and you might do stuff like that. Don't stress it, man. Get the lift kit. Don't stress it. Get the lift kit for 160. Drive it. And when you go off-roading, if you go hard, you're going to know, hey, you're going to hear it. Pop, 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 pop. You know what? Every time I hit these bumps, I hit them too hard, I can hear that bucket. So you can either grind down the lip of that bucket some, or you can just get the control arms. Don't waste the money on it yet, because you might do this lift and you might be like, hey, you know what? I want to do tight swap. I want to do the 3-inch full suspension with the coilovers, or I want to do the Radflow reservoir shocks. Now you're investing more money into something that already has a kit that has all that included on it, unless you know you're going to run this kit forever. So take what these guys say with a grain of salt, man. Like, everyone's going to tell you, you can't do that, you can't do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. Man, if I told you half the stuff I did on my other Frontier, jaws would drop. Like, you can't do that. I had an actual company tell me the stuff I did, you couldn't do. You weren't allowed to do it. Well, guess what? I fucking did it, and it worked. So don't stress over the upper control arms unless you're planning on doing like desert running, and then if you come into contact with it.